Welcome one and all to Football Pass. We're going to get our teeth into the Scottish Premiership now in the company of Alex McLeish and Gary Caldwell. Obviously, perhaps divided loyalties. And Gary, I think, was at Celtic's win at the weekend, which with Rangers drawing has clawed the gap back just a little bit. Although it's probably a little early to say that the title race is back on. Gary, what did you make of Celtic's win, at least, if not that convincing?
Yeah, I think they were better. I'd seen them the previous week against St Mirren, and then I watched the game against Kilmarnock during the week, and I think each game I seen improvement. On Saturday, especially first half, they had total domination of the game. Motherwell were very compact. They had a real precise game plan. No player would really come out the width of the 18-yard box, which made it difficult trying to stop Celtic playing between lines. Celtic got the early goal, dominated the game without really creating a lot first half, and then second half could have really went 2 or 3 goals up and kind of put the game to bed, but they didn't. And the biggest thing really was when Motherwell scored, the fragility, the lack of confidence really showed again, and late on in the game, but for a brilliant clearance from Laxalt off the line, they could have drew the game again. But in terms of where they are, I think the result is massive. It gives them, that confidence, 2 wins in a row, and they need to try and build in that and finish the season as strong as they can.
Yeah, certainly keeping faith with Lenny at the moment. Steven Gerrard was very unhappy with what he saw from a changed Rangers side held at Hamilton, and I think he thought a point slightly flattered his team. Alec, I guess he's trying to guard against any kind of complacency here, is he?
Yeah, he is. And Hamilton got the tactics right. They stopped Rangers trying to get into full flow, and they did that really well. They worked ever so hard to stop deep midfielders going back in, and they gave a great performance. So let's not take that away from the hosts. But Steven Gerrard has done a great thing in terms of kicking the players up the backside and saying there's no complacency. There can't be any complacency. Not that I'm saying they were complacent. As I said, I think the Aki's set up really well, and they fully deserved at least a draw. But Stephen is just giving the players a wee reminder that they have to keep the foot on the accelerator and that nothing's won yet. And that was a wee bit of a downside performance. But again, I've got to say that the home team, Hamonakis, had a right go at them, and credit to Rice, the manager. So brilliant stuff and from Aki's. But Rangers have got to be relentless in every single game.
They do, because, of course, European football is about to restart for them, Gary, so the games are going to thicken up even by this season's frenetic standard. So maybe he also found out 1 or 2 things this weekend, that his squad isn't quite as deep as, well, any manager always wants a deeper squad, Gary, but is it deep enough, Rangers, to cope on all fronts?
Yeah, I think it is, and I think actually the Europa League starting back up again could be a good thing to focus the minds again and get them into a different competition where they have to be at their best. I think it's difficult when you're as far ahead as they are. Complacency, from a manager's point of view, you always have to guard against that, and you can see it might be kind of seeping into Rangers a little bit. I think performance-wise, recently, they haven't been as good as they have been earlier in the season, and they have kind of just scraped through games that earlier in the season they were winning very convincingly. So Steven Gerrard will know, he has to be on top of the players. The Europa League starting back up again will give them that, fresh challenge, a different competition, and might see them, kicking on from here. But yesterday was a kind of a poor performance, and you could see even from Alan McGregor after the game, his interview, he wasn't happy, and the character, I know the character he is, he could see in his voice and the way he was feeling that he wants things to improve, and they need to improve from now till the end of the season.
Yeah, by all accounts, it was only a point because McGregor made some fine saves. What about the pressure on Derek McInnes? Aberdeen in 4th, so no crisis you wouldn't think in terms of position in the table, but it sounds like with the loss to Hibs, Alec, that the screw's being turned a little bit on Derek.
Yeah, I've kind of seen that over the weekend, and I obviously feel for Derek in terms of being criticised, and sometimes we've all been in that position. Gary's been there, I've been there, and we know how it feels when you lose a game of football. Never mind, a wee kind of run that you're on that's not favourable. But in saying that, he can still finish in a position where Aberdeen have finished in recent seasons. He's still got that in his locker. I think one of the key things for him is a wee change of personnel. Hedges has been out a while. They've got big Fraser Hornby, who's a kid. He's not got all the answers as yet, but could he make his name at Aberdeen? Well, time will tell. So he's had to, again, recruitment has been difficult, and over the years, Derek McInnes has proven to be a shrewd operator. He's signed players, he's sold them, he's loaned players, he's continuously got one or two second places in the league when Rangers weren't there, but he's been very consistent, and it's been the next best team to Rangers and Celtic. So it's too early to call, and I think at the moment they just find themselves in a wee bit of a negative phase in terms of the results. And Gary will agree in terms of it takes one decent result to get a wee pick up again and to get people's confidence going again. But he certainly had to tinker with the team many, many times this season, and that never helps when you're changing the team every week, and when you don't have a regular nucleus of players there, eight. And I think that's what's, to go back to England, that's helped Davy Moyes really well. He's been playing with a nucleus of players every single game, and you see how they all kind of work off each other, and there's a
how do you see
synergy there, Gary?
Yeah, I think what Derek McInnes has done well to be at a club for, I think it's 7 years he's been at Aberdeen now, is in modern day management is quite an achievement in itself. 8 years, is it?
Mm-hmm.
So it shows you what he's done well over that period is whenever the little mini crises come, he gets results. He gets results to get through them, and I think they're in that period again that he knows, like Alex said, you win the next game, and suddenly the tide can turn and you can start to get out of the little rut they're in. But I think he's had to constantly evolve and change the team because they've sold players. And this is another one of these moments. Cosgrove's left, McKenna left, two massive players right up the spine of the team that they have to replace and then give that time for the new players to fit into the new way of playing and get that group going again. So, whilst he's under pressure, I think he's been here before and he knows how to get through these moments.
Yeah, of course, other clubs have made changes. You've seen Graham Alexander come in. Now Tommy Wright, I think, getting a chance at Kilmarnock, Alex. So some clubs are flipping the coin, if that's not disrespectful.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's going to happen at times. And, Tommy Wright's, a pretty experienced manager, and it seems a good appointment, a steady appointment, and he can, maintain Kilmarnock's, obviously budgets wise, and that it'll be kind of similar in terms of players they can sign. But he knows the market pretty well, just a bit like Derek McInnes. They know the market well. Players that he can perhaps. I don't know if there's any scope for loans at this particular time of the season. I know that the transfers are kind of done and dusted. But Tommy, again, never mind if he can't get anybody, it's up to him to galvanise these players and to, believing in Tommy and believing in getting results again.
And Gary, you said you've been up to watch a couple of Celtic games, your old team. Obviously, you've had 3 bites at the managerial cherry yourself. Has the phone been warm? Are we expecting to hear about developments at your end anytime soon, or what?
No, that's why I was sitting talking to you guys. Alex obviously been a manager a long time, and we both understand how difficult it is, and that's why we have such empathy for other managers under pressure, because like he said, we've all been there, but really eager to get back in, not just to management, to football, an assistant manager, a coach. I've even looked at some academy jobs, and just waiting for the right opportunity with the right club. Like I said about Villa and Southampton, having a club with good stability behind the scenes and the owners, and having that belief in the manager is vital. And I think when you're young like me, then I've maybe jumped into a couple of jobs that you're like, in hindsight, but you learn, and I feel like every time I've been out the game, I've worked hard to learn and try and improve, so that when I get back in, I'm better for it. So we'll see what happens.
Well, there's 2 warm chairs on Football Pass for you both until the hot seat comes calling again.
Yeah, well, I've had my fair share, so maybe a bit more genius than Gary, but if I get an offer and I get allowed to spend the money that Dean Smith or Pep Guardiola gets to spend, then I think I might.
We'll see what we can do. Cheers, boys.
Thank you.
Cheers, big man.